Hey, what's going on, boys and girls? Good evening and welcome to K-Side with Christopher James. I'm Christopher James, and you wish you could be. No, I'm just playing, man. Good evening, everybody. Welcome, man. Great to see you, man. Tonight we got a great show. We're starting a little late because I'm always accommodating to my guest, and my first guest was training all day. Got a fight coming up, So he had to do a little training and get a little grub in him. Don't want any angry, hungry fighters on the show. Want them to be full, except on way in there or whatever. But other than that, that's how we do. So we're going to bring him in right now. He's my first guest tonight. And later on, we're going to bring in his opponent, and they're going to do a 5-minute face-off on the show. It's going to be awesome. So please let me welcome to the show. This is his third or fourth appearance. I love this guy. He's not just a great fighter, but he's just a good dude overall. He's calm. He's chill. Even though his nickname, that he's earned because of how he fights is legit. So please welcome to the show right now, the one and only Luis Antonio Pena, a.k.a. Mr. Violent Bob Ross. Luis, how are you, brother?
I'm doing great, Chris. How are you, man?
Oh, I'm good, man. But, I'm just chilling and doing my thing. That's how we do. So, you were up, let's jump into, you were because you're down at ATT, you're back home, but you were out of state up in New Jersey and doing some stuff during the pandemic. What was going on there?
I was actually just up there with my girlfriend, taking care of some business with her. She had some things going on, and I just wanted to be up there with her to support her, And then we ended up just getting stuck there because of, the whole pandemic and the quarantine. So we had to stay up there for a little while longer than what we expected. But it was fun, getting away for a little bit and having some time together, just being able to chill with her.
Did you get to do anything fun up there? I mean, I know the world was shut down, but did you get to see any cool shit?
I went and got to see the Rocky statue in Philly. That was really cool.
I saw you run up the stairs, dude. That was pretty dope, man.
Yeah.
You were more athletic than Rocky Balboa, let's just say that. Oh, man. So how you feeling these days, man? Everything good?
Yeah, man, I'm feeling great. I'm ready to go, ready to rock here in 2 weeks. I'm glad to be able to get on this card. I've been.
Oh, he froze up there. I don't know what happened.
So I'm just really excited to be able to go out there and put on a performance here.
Yeah, well, that's good, man. So you're back home. You're an American Top Team. You still living in the gym?
Yes, sir. I'm actually here right now. It's actually Kyoji Horiguchi over there making dinner. Oh,
is he making dinner for him or just for you?
Nah, I already ate.
I was like, damn, you got people cooking dinner for you? That's fucking awesome. So,
I'm usually the one cooking.
You're the one usually doing the cooking?
Yeah.
So what's the meal that your specialty? We all, like for me, my special meal, nobody can make lasagna better than my old Brooklyn Jewish ass. However, everybody got a specialty. So what's the specialty that Luis makes that nobody can touch?
All right, man. So here's the thing. Like for 6 weeks, me and my girlfriend stayed up in New Jersey for 6 weeks. And for 6 weeks, I pretty much made her dinner like every night. And I made something like different every night. So you pretty much have to ask her what my specialty is. I'm not really sure.
What do you think?
Probably I make a good penne bolognese.
Yeah?
Yeah, nah. Like it's all homemade too. Make my own sauce. Yeah, nah.
Well, I might have to come down to ATT again and visit you, and we might have to do a little video of you cooking some food, and I'll have to chow down on what Mr. Pena makes.
Oh, no, we could definitely do something like that. That'd be interesting. It'd be fun.
Yeah, all right, now, so I'm going to ask you a question that has nothing to do with you, but it does affect you. Recently, Colby Covington left American Top Team. Now, I know you've been there, and I'm sure you've probably seen some of the antics and maybe some of the bad blood between him and other fighters. But do you feel the gym has a better climate around it right now a little bit because he's gone? And I'm not asking you to rag on Colby because, Colby's a cool dude. Colby does his thing. Colby's a badass fighter. And he's been there for a long time, but he definitely rubbed people the wrong way. So have you seen any difference in the people coming through the gym? Just a little a little, not necessarily you, but the other people that had beef, just kind of a little more chill and relaxed?
So here's my thing. I mean, I think you could ask a lot of people in the gym, and they'd probably give you the same answer. I'm like, I'm a friendly person, but I kind of keep to myself in the gym. So like, I'm the exact wrong person to ask about all of that because I kind of like I don't really I don't know. I'm not very big into like the politics or the drama of things, so I just kind of keep to myself. I wake up, I train, I talk to my coaches, and that's about it. I don't really try and rock the boat too much.
Yeah, you don't seem like the guy that's going to get into all the gym drama or the politics, but that's why I felt asking you would be the right person because you would just be looking from the outside and you would be like, all right, I saw that and it was kind of blah blah blah. But if you don't know, you don't
And
know.
see, that's the thing too, is like in the time that I've been here, I've actually never seen Colby at the gym.
Really?
No, not once. But I
That's
mean, that's me personally. Like I didn't know. Other people probably have. I'm just the way that my schedule works. I've never seen him.
interesting.
We've
I
never.
figured
Yeah, we've never. No, we've never crossed paths.
well, that's probably lucky for you because I heard he was a bear to deal with, and whatever. Like I said, I take nothing away from Colby Covington as a fighter because he's proven himself beyond a reasonable doubt inside the octagon that he's legitimately a badass, and but man, he took his character too far, I think, and that sucks, because I thought he was good in that gym, but he'll go on and do his own thing. So he left. He said he started his own gym. Mike Perry left his gym. He's only going to have his girlfriend corner him. I felt these two, even though they hate each other, they should do their own gym together. The Chaos, Platinum Chaos, the Platinum Chaos Training Center. It would be
I
awesome.
saw that. I saw that post you made.
Until they had to fight each other.
That would be interesting.
It would be because Mike is a phenomenal striker. He'll knock your head off with power, and Colby is a great wrestler. They could actually probably learn something really from each other. All joking aside, they could probably actually benefit from training with each other. But that was just me that one day, and I had smoked a blunt right before I wrote that post. So sometimes shit happens, and I make silly posts.
I
So
feel that.
like this right here. So it's showtime. So all right. So all these fights are coming up now. I mean, in the UFC. Now it's Vegas. They announced Fight Island finally. They had Jacksonville. But everybody's getting short notice fights. I know it's not the optimum, plan for any of you guys. But did you have any problem taking, a short notice, 3 or 4 weeks, ahead of time?
Not at all. I'm sure, Khama being a veteran of the regional scene can tell you're just as well as I have. This ain't the first time I've had to take a fight on short notice. I made my pro boxing debut on less than like 16 hours notice against an undefeated dude that was the brother of a former world champion. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I'm not really worried about like short notice or anything like that. I stay training. I stay prepared.
16 hours, dude? That's crazy.
The money was good.
How'd that fight turn out?
Not too well for me, but hey, I walked away with the paycheck, and it was like a good learning experience for me, because it was like one of those moments where like I'm not gonna lie, the dude was pretty intimidating. He was a scary guy. He's like a really really good well-known boxer, like in the boxing community, Vaughn Alexander, and it's like one of those moments where like you got to dig deep and like really like ask yourself if you really are everything that you say you are, and I kind of like proved to myself that I was, and like ever since then I've just kind of been building on that.
All right, so before we get into your upcoming bout with Khama and everything, we're going to talk about that. I've noticed a couple of your posts, during this, pandemic, and now during the riots and the rioting and the protesting over George Floyd. But you put up a post that really it hit me in the heart because of your racial ethnicity. You're part black, you got a Spanish name, you're part white. You're just kind of like right in the middle of everything. and I don't want to get too deep, but I do want to ask you because of that post. It really, like I said, it really hit me in the heart because I felt for you. Um, how are you dealing with all the craziness that's going on? And because like I said, when you made that post, there's legitimate concerns from you. A Spanish name, you're half black, you're half white. I mean, and you're kind of in the middle of both sides of a perceived, war, I guess, for lack of a better word. How does that affect you in your heart every day? And the reason I'm asking this is because your mom messaged me, and she said to me that she was so worried about you during this time. Like she was really worried. She wanted me to she wanted me to interview her to talk about, how to be good to each other and everything, and that, how she worried she is for her boy. So I wanted to ask you because I know she was concerned, and again, seeing your post, like I said, hit me right in the feelings, man. I was like, you're in a tough spot.
It's an interesting time. I mean, I can't lie. Like I'm a half black man. I've seen racism and prejudice throughout my entire life, but at the same time, it's like I have white parents. Like I would say like the parent I'm most close with is a bald white man that most people thought was like a neo-Nazi my entire life, but he took care of me more than just about anybody else that I've ever known. So it's like I don't know what to say during some of these things, during some of these times, because it's like, no, you can't cancel all white people. Like not all white people are terrible, but at the same time, it's like there is like a whole systemic racism thing. Like, yeah, I don't know. And I mean, at the same time, it's like I'm not the right person to talk about all these things because I'm just like a 26-year-old kid that punches people in the face for a living. You know what I mean? Like what?
Sure.
Yeah.
So during this time, I mean, has anybody come and beefed at you, giving you the sideways eyes or anything? You're just kind of, your chill, normal lifestyle.
Like that's the thing is like the kind of person I am. I'm not around enough people to experience that. Like I stay like when I say I stay to myself, like I literally mean I stay to myself. Like throughout the week, I maybe interact with a handful of people.
Well,
I
that's
don't
good.
know. I've always been like that.
But that's good, though. I mean, it keeps you out of the drama that you don't want to really participate in. So I'm glad for you. Like I said, when I saw your post, it made me think, there's people out there just like you. Maybe they don't have a Spanish name, but they're biracial, and they're seeing both sides. They have their white family, they have their black family, and it kind of sometimes gets a little nutty. So
There's a no, don't get me wrong. There's a lot of complications in it, in everything, in every aspect of it. From every
sure,
angle. There's no angle from which I view this from like my eyes, from like the
sure,
eyes of a biracial man, that it's not like complicated for me because there's so many issues that like no one on either side would understand because
yeah,
they just don't deal with that being like in the middle kind of
right.
not
Because
necessarily in the middle not necessarily in the middle but being like but being like of both sides, like being a white half black,
sure,
like you there's just issues and there's complications with things that like literally no one else is gonna experience or like not necessarily understand but just experience like that.
right.
You're not going to know how that feels.
Yeah, because I mean, your black side of your family, they're black, so they deal with the black stuff. Your white side of the family deals with being white and being called whatever, and then you're seeing both, and I'm sure it hurts your heart for both sides of your family that are having to deal with some craziness, and it does put you in a bad spot. But I'm like I said, the one thing I love about you, and I've told you before, is that you are just such a. At the end of the day, you're a violent guy inside the octagon, but you're just a chill man trying to make his way through the world the best way he can, and you don't seem to get too caught up in over the overly dramatic parts of life. You live in your daily spot in your daily zone. You keep your circle small, and that you know keeps a lot of the drama out of your life. So I respect the hell out of you for that. It's probably the smartest way to live. When you really think about it. So that's
For the
good.
most part. for the most part. I try to. I mean, it's a challenge every day, but you just have to keep moving forward.
Sure. And if your mom's watching, Violent Mom Ross, I asked him. There he is. He's doing good, Mom. I'm sure you know that already, though. But I like when she sent me that message, man. I was talking to my wife, and I started to cry. I was like, man, you don't think about some of the stuff in life that.
Hold on.
Yeah.
What's up?
We'll do plays tomorrow.
Okay, cool. Appreciate it.
Who's that?
That's Primo. We're doing all the stuff for like the fight
Cool.
information, booking all that stuff.
Awesome. That's awesome.
It's actually really cool because Dustin Poirier's fighting that night. Felipe Lins is fighting that night, and I'm fighting that night. So we're just like bringing a whole contingency of coaches down.
That's awesome. You got the whole crew with you, man. So now that you've really kind of settled into American Top Team, because you were out on 8 with AKA and Daniel Cormier, you moved out to the East Coast. You're really committed because you live in the gym. So your life is training, eating, sleeping, training, eating, sleeping. Eat, sleep, train, repeat. I mean, you're really living that lifestyle. But now that you've settled into the gym a little more and South Florida a little more, how has life overall improved for you?
I mean, I love it here. It's a very chill lifestyle. You go to the beach, you train, go to the beach, train. Pretty much my entire life. That's pretty much all I do. And then especially, I met my girlfriend down here, and it's been nice. Like spending time with her and everything. She takes a lot of the stress out of my life.
That's awesome.
So, it's just been like a really, really great experience. And then I've actually started to really connect with my coaches. I started working with Anderson Franca this camp, and I'm gonna have our head coach Conan Silveria. He's gonna be my corner for this fight. And I'm just like, I feel really, really confident. Going in, I feel not just like I feel confident just in the fact that like I feel like I've settled in here at American Top Team.
Yeah, you got to have stability in your life as a fighter, and finding the right camp and settling into your home base is an important part of that. So, and like I said, I've had you on the show 3 or 4 times now. This is probably the most chill, and you're a pretty chill cat anyway. But this seems to be the most chill. You seem at such a peaceful spot up here ahead of this fight. That I haven't seen from you before. Not saying that you're not calm before, but there's like a newness to this. And like I said, I think it's because you settled in now and you got your home, you got your routine down. Your life has that stableness that you need. And, of course, you have the girl that, helps take some of the stress off you. Life is good for Violent Bob Ross today, I'd say.
Most definitely, man. Most definitely. Yeah, no, I'm just having a good time doing my thing.
All right.
Just taking it day by day and having fun training, getting ready, getting better. And, that's the thing is I'm having fun with my fight career.
That's the way it's supposed to be. So got a comment here from Jordan Aaron Spieler. I don't know if you know who that is. They said, yo, what's good?
He actually lives in the room right next to me.
That's awesome. All right. Then I got from First Round, Mr. Matt Weibel. He says, where can we get some Violent Bob Ross merchandise at, yo?
You know where you can get some Violent Bob Ross merchandise. The best place to get the Violent Bob Ross merchandise. MattViper.com/Violent Bob Ross. We've got the official Violent Bob Ross store. All new products out. We've got T-shirts. We've got hoodies. We've got stickers, phone cases. Whatever you want, your Violent Bob Ross need will be fulfilled.
Dude, that was such a great commercial, man. I'm gonna have to.
That was right off the top of my head, dude. You should have saw me and Joe Giannetti on Tough.
Oh my God, man, that's awesome. I'm gonna have to get one of my buddies. So I'm not good at clipping out the video. I'm gonna have to get somebody to clip that clip and just send that to you, so you can just play that all the time. Because dude, that was dope. That was one take, kid. No rehearsal. That was like off the cuff. That's awesome, man. So your career as a products guy might have just taken off right there, dude. All right, so let's see what Matt said. Luis has the sickest merchandise in the game. www.mattviper.com. Check it out. Excellent promo work by Luis. See, we know. We see these things, man. That was a great promo. And of
There's a
course,
reason Matt barely has to take care of my social media. It's because I'm pretty good at that whole marketing thing myself.
yeah, and it's really good when you have a natural built-in gimmick, and the Bob Ross, comparison, the violent Bob Ross, it sells so well, and I love the pictures that people draw of you. I see on your page, the fan art, people love you, dude. They just love you. You got that look, you're chill, and then you go beat people up, man. But your fan base grows every day. It truly does. You're one of those guys that you've been blessed. Like I said, you have a natural gimmick. You didn't have to work hard it. You didn't have to do anything for it. So, but how does it feel now as your popularity grows and more people recognize you and say, "Hey, what's up? It's Violent Bob Ross." And do you want them to remember your real name, or do you even care?
I mean, I'm not gonna lie, it is really cool getting recognized all the time. Like I do legitimately, like, most of the time when I'm out, I do get recognized, like, at least once. But I don't know. Like, I used to, like, kind of feel some type of way about people not knowing my real name, but now it's like to the point where I just don't care anymore. Like, people are gonna know me as Bob. People are gonna know me as Luis. It is what it is.
Yep. You got a shout out there from my Boston Island fighter, our promoter D2. He said, "What up, man?"
What's up, Dean? Yo, Dean, get my boy Court on the next Island Fight show.
We're coming back in July, so hopefully, is your boy pro or amateur?
Pro, 135.
Okay.
He knows. Dean knows who I'm talking about. He already knows.
I'm sure he does. I don't remember every fighter's name. Dean does. Dean's like brain with fighters. He's fucking nuts. He tells you records and stats. I'm like, damn, dude. But that's what makes him good at being a promoter. That's why he gets guys to the UFC. But D Tool said 100%. He just said 100%. You're going to get your boy on the card. Now, hey, when we get him on the card, you're going to be working this corner, I'm guessing, right?
Obviously.
Fuck yeah, man. That's awesome. All right, so you got this big fight coming up, Khama worthy. And you're 8-2 now as a pro, 4-2 in the UFC. So we've watched you. I put in the little promo I did today. We've watched you grow up as a fighter and as a man, in the UFC, because you didn't have a bunch of fights before you got here. And it's been really nice to watch you progress and grow and learn. So now, wait, hold on. Dean said the after party will be super lit. And I'm just gonna,
you already know.
And I'm just going to tell you, I work for Dean. I've been to the after parties. They are super lit. Sometimes you have to sign a waiver if you're going to attend a party. I'm just telling you, man. That's how off the chain it goes, man.
Hey, if it's that lit, I'm there.
Yeah. All right. But anyway, so we've watched you grow up in the UFC. A lot of guys, they have a record like your opponent, Khama Worthy. 14, 15 fights in before, anywhere from 10 and up usually. Once in a while, somebody gets in with a small record like you did. But average, 10 fights or so, they're in the UFC. You got there really fast. He took a different path. And he's got twice as many fights as you in his career. UFC or not, fights are fights, and that coming up the way you did. So this is a step up, even though it's a second fight in the UFC. This is definitely a step up in competition, when you say, fighting a 25 veteran.
Yeah, most definitely. I feel, this isn't the first time I fought a guy that's been in there quite a while, though. I fought Steven Peterson, who I think he's got more wins than I have had fights altogether. By the time we had fought Matt Wyman. Before that, obviously he was older and Khama's, much in his physical prime. But when it comes to records and everything like that, I'm not necessarily worried as far as like his experience level goes. I think I think I've shown that I bring a level of knowledge to the game that's higher than what my record shows.
Yeah, you've, like I said, we've watched you come through. We've watched you grow up in the octagon. It's kind of a really cool thing for us as a fan. and even in the media like myself, to watch somebody come in, didn't have a bunch of fights when he got there, and then boom, he came on the show, he got injured, he survived through the injury, Bill, because you made an impact from that moment, and now you're in the UFC, you're already 6 fights into your career, and that's pretty awesome. So I have Khama standing by, so before I bring him in, give us your thoughts on, and because I'm going to ask him the same question. Give us your thoughts on how this fight plays out.
I mean,
without giving away your game plan, of course.
Fight could play out a number of ways, but I think just based on the way we both like to do things, I think it's going to be a stand-up battle. We're going to see go in there, meet in the middle, and see who's going to fall first.
Yeah, it's funny because that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking you guys are both going to stand and trade, and may the best man win. So I told everybody we were going to have 5 minutes of FaceTime with you guys going at it. I'm glad that you agreed to this because this is fun. You're both chill cats, so we're going to bring in your reporter right now, joining us from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. He is 1-0 in the UFC. He's 15-6 overall in his career. It's been about a year since we saw him. The last time we saw him, Stipe Miocic card with Daniel Cormier, which also just got announced. So it's kind of cool that fight's coming up. But let's bring him into the show. He's been on the show before. A real cool cat. Please welcome the one and only Khama Worthy. What's up, sir? What's up, baby?
Up, boss?
So, how's it going, man?
Good, man.
This is awesome. So I'm glad you guys agreed to this. So I've done this a couple of times when fighters are fighting each other, and usually what I do is I like to say, Khama, this is Luis, this is Khama, and if you guys got stuff you want to say to each other, respectful, disrespectful.
I mean, we gonna get. That's the thing. We gonna get in there and we gonna say everything we gonna say to each other with the fist.
With fist, yeah. I've never I've always told people I don't talk trash. I try to kick ass.
Exactly. Same here.
Yeah, and you both have told me that before because I've asked you about stuff like that. You guys aren't known for getting in there and starting shit and throwing dollies at buses and all kinds of stupid shit like that.
We need to start doing that to make some money.
That's how you get this. Apparently, that's how you get paid these days.
That's the money track.
So you guys, all right. So maybe you guys can compare. Well, let's do some fun stuff here. So you guys have 2 of what I believe are the coolest nicknames, in sports. You've got Violent Bob Ross, and we got the Death Star. I mean, these names say something about who you guys are. So what I want you to do, Violent Bob Ross, tell me what you think of the nickname, the Death Star, for a guy like Khama, because I know you've done some studying. So tell me your thoughts on his nickname. How cool is it to you? Because to me, that's a fucking dope nickname.
You know what's really funny though? So like me and my dad are really, really huge Star Wars fans, right? And so I announced the fight and he's like, "Oh dude, you're fighting the Death Star." And I'm like, "Yeah." He was like, I'm like, "Yeah." He was like, "What you gonna do?" And I was like, "Man, I don't know, Obi-Wan. I guess I'm gonna have to use the Force like Luke did."
Yoda gotta come give me some advice, man. Do some backflips and talk all that backward shit. So first, Khama, what do you think of what he just said? That's pretty fucking funny.
That's funny, dude. It's real because that's I can totally see that. Like that's some real stuff. It's funny. I think it's hilarious.
No, you know what I mean? It's just like, it's just having fun. Like I'm sure, I'm a goofy. Like I can admit I'm a goofy looking dude. Violent Bob Ross, I got this big red afro, the red beard. Like I already know, you know what I mean? But hey, it is what it is. I've made it work for myself.
You did.
It's a proper nickname, though, man. I like it. I've been watching shit you on Ultimate Fire. I'm like, yeah, that's a unique ass fucking nickname.
I appreciate that.
I've always, for me personally, I've always thought of you ever see the Boondocks when Bob Ross was on the Boondocks? That's what I always thought of. That's a violent Bob Ross. Anytime I'm like, yo, Tuesday, my manager hit me up with the fight. That's exactly what popped in my head. Bob Ross said, "Pull up that gack in the drawer right there." That's what I'm thinking. Yo, this violent Bob Ross, man. So it's tight.
You talk about the episode where Riley goes and
Taste the pig spray paint. Yeah.
Yes, I know exactly. Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
So you want to?
That's good. That's funny.
Exactly what I think of when you hear violent Bob Ross. That's what pops into my head.
That's funny.
That is fucking hysterical. Oh my god. So all right. So we got a little fun out of the way. So I got you both on. And Khama, I'll ask you first. Tell us the things that you have to pay attention to from Luis. You know, so you ensure that you know in your mind right now. I know both of you guys think you're going to beat the other one, so that goes without saying. So what do you need to pay attention to from him to secure the win?
I mean, like me personally, I just look at the like not just the style, but just the type of fighter. So like I just anticipate like a grueling battle type thing. I mean, like I had Devontae first, and I have him next. I mean, like I just keep getting like cream of the crop of these young guys. So I'm anticipating a lot. Like he's training all over. I know he's getting good coaching in and stuff like that. So for me, I'm just anticipating like expecting the unexpected. Like that's how my brain likes to approach and stuff. And I know he's like the way that he likes to fight. He's calculated. He's long. He's a southpaw. He's a lot of different stuff. So I'm really looking forward to like testing myself out and like. Cause I'm pissed off. This is like my second career. My second fight. I was supposed to have like 8 fights by now. So I'm ready to just get there and like really just get some experience and like try to get going. And I'm looking forward to it, man.
All right. So and thank you for the option. And Luis, same thing. What do you have to pay attention to from Khama to secure the win for you and your team?
Well, I mean, I know he's like a really he's really calculated guy. He doesn't take a lot of risks. But like in saying that he's very, very good, like in the pocket, doesn't make a lot of mistakes. I know I'm gonna have to be on my best to come out with the win. And just like he said, like this is gonna be a battle. You know, we're two guys. I know he wants to go out there and win and make money for his family. I want to go out there and win and make money for my family. Like I know we want the same thing. Just like he said, this is gonna be a battle. We're gonna go out there. We're gonna test each other. I think just like I've noticed he's a very athletic guy. Looks very strong. I know he's got good cardio. I feel like I've got good cardio. I feel like this is gonna be one of those fights where it's just gonna be 3 rounds of us going at it, and we're gonna see who the better man is.
All right, so let me throw some comments up since I have you both on. This is from Matt Weibel. He said Luis's opponents have a combined record of 74-19. That is unheard of. The Joe Petter record bullshit. Luis is ready for this, and that's definitely.
My manager.
I know it's your manager, but that's a fact. I mean, there's a lot of guys who come in and listen, Khabib Nurmagomedov is a champion and he's done some great stuff in the UFC. But before he got here, if you go look at the combined record of his opponents, it's the other way. It's like 19-74. So some guys do that along the way. So that's that. Listen, for him to point that out, that's giving you credit, and that's a fact. Because a lot of guys don't have that. After that, we got from Travis Little. He said the Death Star coming. And then I don't know who this guy's talking to, but he said, "Let's go, champ, Dwayne Diggs." I don't know if that's.
That's my boy Dwayne from St. Louis. I know.
All right, cool. Andrew Loveridge said he's looking forward to this. Dwayne Diggs came back and goes, "Pena, let's go, champ." He wanted to know who we were talking to. All right, well, listen, I'm glad that we got to do it in 5 minutes. That whole beginning part was funny. Hold on a second. I got to grab something I got to show you before you dip out there. You guys chat amongst yourselves.
Awkward.
I know, right? This is like
he,
that.
he, hey, man, I need you guys to do a standoff. I'm gonna leave. I'll be back.
Right.
Bro.
This is just like you remember when Daniel Cormier and John Jones like they were
Yeah.
left on air. That was some funny shit.
It is. They could never do this with like freaking Cody and Dillashaw. They try to come to the screen and kill each other.
Oh, that was great. That was great. I've always loved, see, but that's the thing though, is like as much of a person as I am, that's like I'm not about that. I love watching all that stuff. Like that's as a fan of MMA, dude. That's
I like
what
to
gets
see
me
like
going.
real legitimate rivalries. When now you're really, I'm like those guys really hate it. Not like built up fake rivalries, but like legitimate rivalries where you're like that guy. If you saw him on the street on fire, he just walked past him. Like that's good stuff.
Right. So with that being said, each of you guys, what's the best rivalry we've seen in the UFC?
DC
Tito
Jones,
Ortiz versus Chuck Liddell.
DC and Jones.
See, I'm going with Tito and Chuck because they were friends. They loved each other at one point, and then they ended up hating each other. That's real hatred, like because they were like brothers, and then they hated each other.
I feel that.
I see it the other way because DC and Jones, right off the jump, DC felt disrespected the first time they met because Jones like said, was short with them about something or other. So DC fucking immediately went into "fuck you, dick," but that's what started that rivalry. A chance meeting at a backstage of the fight, and there was never the love there. And Chuck and Tito,
they say in order to truly hate someone, you have to have loved them first. That's the true hate. True hate comes from love itself. Like Tito and Chuck hate each other.
They do. But here's like having been as close to DC as I have, I know for a fact, without a shadow of a doubt, that is real. That man hates John Jones.
Oh, yeah. If John Jones was on fire in front of him, DC wouldn't even piss on him to put it out. I mean,
nah, man.
He'd film it.
Oh no, without a doubt.
But he'd film it, but it wouldn't make the social media rounds. He would just keep that for himself.
100%.
No, you know what? I don't even think that. Listen, the one thing I do know is that DC, in spite of the hatred and for all the stuff that him and Jones went, he respects Jones as a fighter. And at the end of the day, to me, is the important part. You don't have to like the guy, but you got to respect what they do. You guys even if you guys didn't vibe like right now, the one thing I know about both of you, you respect the man standing across from you in the octagon, regardless of if he talks shit about you or whatever, because you have to respect that you're on the same level now. You're in the UFC, you're in the top promotion, and some guys don't respect each other, and I just go, what the fuck, man? You're all there, man. You should respect each other. But what I ran away to get, because we were talking about, he's got the Bob Ross, they say he makes it work. I was doing a show up in Pensacola or Georgia around Christmas time last year, and I stopped at this gigantic truck stop on I-10, and I sent them a picture of this. I found this Christmas shirt. It's my Christmas shirt. It's going to be my Christmas shirt every year. It's got the logo up in there. And I said, I got to get you this violent.
Dude, I gotta get a violent Bob Ross version on the merch store.
Yeah, and we gotta get you. We still gotta. I told you once I was gonna get you that the violent Bob Ross or the Bob Ross. I always say everything that was violent Bob Ross, even if it's fucking a Bob Ross product. They make the Bob Ross toaster, and then they make the Bob Ross sandwich maker. So I said, I gotta find those where they make it that's the shape of his head, So we gotta figure out how to get you lined up with those companies so they can make the violent Bob Ross edition, because they've already got the mold. They just gotta put your name on it and pay you. So that's that shit right there. But listen, and before Luis goes and we talk with Khama one-on-one, you guys both know that I respect the hell out of both of you. I dig you both, man. You guys have always been cool to me, and all the respect. So, I make you guys see I make fight picks every week. I'm not picking this fight because I just can't. I like both guys. It's hard for me to pick fights of guys I truly like. all I'm asking is that go out there, put on the show. I know you can. So that's all I'm saying. And whoever wins, wins, and whoever loses, well, shit, come back and fucking get another win someday. It's part of the game. You guys both know that. But I wanted to say that to both of you together because it's like, man, I hate when this happens. I'm like, oh, I got to pick my fight card. All right, that's one fight I can't pick. Fuck, because I don't know how I would go. And I don't think either of your feelings would get hurt if I picked against you, but you never know. And I don't want to hurt anybody. Listen, I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings, man. I want to be the love of the world. You know what I'm saying? So, with that being said, Luis, before you go, if you want to shout out any sponsors, managers, if you want to do that cool commercial all over again, his manager came on and said, tell us where to get Bob Ross merchandise. And he went into, from being all cheesy, like, so where do you get your Vital Bob Ross?
Yo, I got it, dude. I got the radio voice. Voice.
Give us the commercial again and then your shout outs.
No, you want to get that one time, Chris. You want to get that one.
Come on,
but, I just want to shout out to my team here at American Top Team, my managers, all my sponsors, Matt Viper and my new recent sponsor, Combat Corner. They've been a pleasure to work with. I just wanted to DBR Polo coming soon.
Yeah, man.
You already know. So yeah.
Hey, man, that wasn't a polo shirt though. That was like a short sleeve, like like a beach type shirt. So if I can get that too, bro, I'll wear one.
Yeah, just everybody on Team Violent Bob Ross, man. I appreciate all the fans, everyone out there has been supporting me. Without you guys, we can't do this. So once again, I just appreciate everyone out there supporting us, watching us, keep tuning in.
Awesome, brother. Well, listen, man, thank you as always for taking the time with us today, Luis. You're one of my favorite cats to talk to, man. Good luck on the 27th, man, and enjoy the rest of fight camp. And don't forget, I'm going to come down South Florida. We're going to do a cooking show with Violent Bob Ross.
Most definitely.
You know what we're going to do? We're going to bring Charles Rosa in because he's a chef.
Charles is he's a
We're gonna let him be the celebrity judge to see what you think of your food. So you better be good. Anyway, listen, man. Stay safe. God bless. Safe travels to Vegas, and good night. We'll talk to you soon. Thanks again.
Appreciate it, man. Y'all have a good night.
Have a good rest of camp. You too.
See you soon.
All right. So now we're gonna go to my man Khama. That was fun, dude. Some guys don't want to do that with each other, because they feel like the pressure that they have to talk shit about each other. But
I've never gotten into talking shit. It's not my thing.
It's not your thing. It's not his thing either. I mean, I'm sure if somebody called out your mama and said some shit, you respond. But I don't think you would even still.
I just like, okay, I'm gonna have to beat your ass worse now. Like, that's cool.
you wouldn't go on Mike Chiesa and fucking be flipping out.
Nah. That's what they're expecting. They want a rise out of you. Like insults are just to get a rise out of you. So I'm like, nah. I beat people to death for a living.
Yeah.
Like, we're going to get there eventually. That's why I hate when guys at weigh-ins, they all start pushing each other. I'm like, why? We're going to fight tomorrow. Why are we doing all this right now if we really hate each other that much? Like, what the fuck? It's stupid. But
so before we get into everything with you, since we were talking about merchandising stuff like Violent Bob Ross, we should make you a T-shirt fucking with the Death Star, but your head popping out of it.
All of my T-shirts that I have,
with the glove and the fist.
I can't use any actual Death Star stuff because that's fucking Disney, and those motherfuckers will own me. Like, I can't.
Right. You make your own Death Star. You know what I'm saying?
They will. Disney don't play. I'm fucking around with them. I have a shirt, like a Team Worthy shirt that I sell at my gym and stuff that people get and shit they can buy and stuff. But I used to have a shirt like this. I got a Star Wars shirt on now. I used to have an actual shirt that was like some actual Death Star stuff. As soon as I made it, before I made it to UFC, I cut that back because that's George Lucas and them especially not a Disney owner. They don't fuck around, man. Like, they'll be on your ass. Like, nah, I'm good. I'm
Well,
like, I don't need Disney. Disney talking about they're not gonna make me no fights all because they saw my illegal shirt and shit.
yeah, and if they sued you, you won't be able to fight enough to pay.
Yeah, exactly. Because Disney's about their money, man.
Travis Lionel, yes, I did, bro. That's that gas, baby. Anyway, so let's get caught up with you. I talked with you once during the beginning of the pandemic. We had done the show, but and correct me if I'm wrong. You sold all your gym equipment and you kind of moved to a different gym since it's happened.
Right.
So tell us about that. Was that because of the pandemic that you had to do that? Did that really hit you right in the fucking gym?
No, I was planning on moving beforehand. I had like
Okay.
a personal training facility in the back of my gym, so I just wanted to. I kind of got rid of half of that and just made it smaller and just moved the gym. I was moving the gym because like where we were at, it was always flooding because in Pittsburgh, you have trouble with flooding all the time. So I was moving it to a different location because of that. So we've been moved in for about a month officially now.
All right, cool. I was sitting there going, man, I hope it wasn't because the pandemic came and you had to close the gym and move to another spot because, shit happened. I was like, God damn.
No, no,
That would have broke my heart.
no, we're actually going to open up. I'm actually going to be teaching classes for 1 week. Like we'll be doing like temporary classes, and I'll be in there just to see the students and stuff. And then the week after that, I'll chill and stuff. So, but I've been doing the gym's been open, not been open, but it's been open to the fighters and like the coaches and stuff, and the rest of the fight team. I got a couple other guys on the fight team that've been coming in and stuff, and I have guys from other fight gyms and stuff coming in and training and stuff. So I've been training consistently for the past like 40 days, 45 days or so.
That's good. This Travis Lionel said, "Karma's a bitch, but Khama's a motherfucker." That OG.
Yeah, that everyone loves that T-shirt, but I got a kids class and I got kids now, so like you'd be surprised how many people want me to bring that T-shirt back. I wore it to my last UFC fight. I actually did wear it, and like it was wild, but. And my coach was like, "Oh, maybe the UFC will like actually make this an official T-shirt." I'm like, "Yeah, that'd be a bit much."
Well, didn't they do an official shirt for Ronda Rousey about what was her thing? Don't be a do nothing bitch or something.
Yeah, they did. So yeah, so you might see a car was a bitch, but come on, a motherfucking shirt.
No, they might not go the motherfucker. They just might go Khama's a bitch, but Khama's a mother effer.
Yeah, and then blank it out. Like that's how the shirt was originally. It was like blanked out and stuff, like skulls and shit. So it wasn't actually like motherfucker. The original one, that shirt's old. It's from like when I was an amateur fighter. The original one just straight up said motherfucker on it, and I had to put like duct tape over top of it when I walked out because I was going to get suspended from the Ohio Athletic Commission if I didn't. So, but then it switched up. So
that's some bullshit. So, you already answered the question. So you've been in camp for about 45 days. So that's about 5 weeks, 6 weeks. Almost 6 weeks, and you still have another week to go. So this is basically, even though you probably got the fight 3 weeks ago, I'm guessing now. So but you still basically, since you've been training, so you basically going into this fight with a full camp under your belt.
Oh yeah, I've basically, man, I've been in freaking fight camp since my last fight because I got offered a fight like right. Yeah, like, and I've just been consistent. My teammates been fighting, so I've been keeping them ready. I took a little bit of time off, like maybe like a couple of weeks, but I've just been constantly training. So I'm just super geeked, and like I'm making sure nothing happens. I'm like, no one gets, like nothing crazy happens, or at the UFC or Vegas or anything. I have to fucking fight. Like I'm spaz out right now.
I mean, you were supposed to fight Michael Johnson, then they moved that. Another guy, I can't remember his name now that you were supposed to fight.
I was supposed to fight Azatar first. Yeah. Then it was switched to Michael Johnson a week before the fight. And that fight got canceled.
2 fights, so it's been almost a year. I mean, we're 2 months away from a year of your debut. And it kind of sucks because here you come, that first fight in, knock dude out first round, boom, you're on fire. You needed another fight right away to keep that momentum. So this has been a little extra shitty, I guess, for you waiting a long time. But the good part is that, you've had time to, work on this, work on that, continue to evolve, so, we'll probably see some new moves, some new things coming out of the chute for this fight against Pena, who, I said to him during his interview, he came into the UFC. I mean, he's 8-2 right now, and he's 4-2 in the octagon. So that's 6 fights in the octagon out of 10 that he's had, and so he's grown up in the octagon.
Right.
You went to different paths. You had to fight your way through the regionals, but because he's at that top, in the top promotion from a really 4 fights into his career, he's I think he's evolved quickly. And,
right.
and when I say evolved quickly, I mean like he's really the stuff he's picked up since we first saw him is tenfold better, and he's and he retains it and he continues to evolve some of the stuff he's learned. Right, so he's really he's at that point, and because I asked him, I said, do you this is Khama's second fight in the octagon, but he's a 15-6, he's a 21 fight veteran, so he's been in the game. He knows this is not any normal 1-0 octagon guy, and I said, do you consider this a step up in competition? And he said, absolutely. I'm fighting a guy that's twice as many fights,
right.
So definitely a step up, which I love because he respects what you've done, even though you didn't do it in the octagon,
right?
You still did it. So, but you watch him, and you like you said, you watch him come up on tough, and then I'm sure you've paid attention to his career.
Yeah.
You're not. He's very popular, so you're going in there. You're not fighting a 10-fight guy that's a normal 10-fight guy that you might have seen on the regional. You're fighting a legit, contender.
Right.
In your second fight in the octagon, and of course that shows the respect from the UFC to both of you, I believe, because
right.
They're giving you a guy that's popular on the rise, and they're giving you a guy who's been in there and done this. I love the matchup, by the way. I mean, I think it's a fucking very evenly matched fight, in my opinion.
Yeah, man, I'm super geek for, like I said, man. I'm just ready to just go. I'm at the point I'm just ready to freaking fight.
Yeah. So what we started talking about a little bit in there. His skill set. So what are the improvements that we should see from you as you step into this? And again, I'm not asking you to give away game plans and stuff, but I mean, where can we see the improvement? Is it cardio improvement? Is it And I shouldn't even worry about cardio because you like to finish people early, but still, you got to have the cardio. God forbid you have to do 3 rounds or possibly a 5-rounder in the future. So since your last fight in the octagon, where do you see the most improvement in your skill set?
I think I've improved everywhere. That's just the type of fighter I am. You can't watch film on me, because if you watch film, you're going to be left behind, because I'm never that guy. Like I've picked up with my old coach that I started training with when I first started training. So I've done a little bit more. Like I've been able to get a little bit more personal training with coaches and stuff, because it's even more serious now. I'm in the UFC and stuff, so it's more important. So for me, it's more particular. I've gotten even more particular and precise with everything. Like that's pretty much how it is. Like nothing. Like it's not going to be like I'm going to come out there and be like, oh, come on, does some type of weird Russian. Like, oh shit, where did you learn that from? I'm just going to take the things that I do and make them better. Like it's not the guy that can do 1,000 kicks, but it's the guy that does one kick 1,000 times. And that's what I've done. I've just taken my skill set that I have and I've made them even faster, stronger, and more precise. That's how I approach fighting. And of course, I've added some little things in there, but I do basic things, calculated and proper every time, over and over and over again.
That's awesome. And you said something during the face-to-face with him where you said, you expect him to be, very technical what he does. So now when you say you've improved your technical and you're very technical and, with your approach and precision, would you say, I did it. Okay. Would you say that this is what we're in store for would be a technical war?
It is, and then it isn't, because we're both violent motherfuckers. So it's gonna be very technical, but also just like in the if you watch any of my fights, in the midst of my chaos, I find organization. Like that's how I am in my life and everything. In the midst of chaos, I find patterns and systems and algorithms and shit. Like I break down algorithms as I'm fighting people. So it may look like it's but at any time I can break it and snap through it and something will come through, whether it's a takedown or if it's a submission attempt or it's a certain type of strike, and that's just how I like to fight. So I don't think. I mean, it's going to definitely be beautiful. It's going to definitely be, but it's also going to be violent because, like, I like to be violent.
Yeah, and that's why I said technical war, because that, to me, what you just said is the definition of what technical war. It doesn't sound like a lot, but that's what it would be. When two guys are have that technical prowess about them, and they're calculating and they're precise. They don't waste punches. But they throw with violent intent behind those punches.
Right.
And you have two guys that like to do that together. Sometimes when that happens, sometimes the fight that we expect never comes to fruition, because they both get a little trigger shy, because they know it's coming back at them.
Right.
The thing with you guys, and I'm saying this, and whether I was talking to you now or whether I never met you, I would say this about it because I've seen you guys fight. I went back and looked at your fights. I don't expect that from either of you guys. You're going to go out there, use your technique to the best of your ability, and you're going to try to knock each other's freaking heads off. And
right.
I'm excited. Like this, in all honesty, this has the potential to either, for either of you to be a performance of the night for one of you, or a possibly fight of the night if this thing, if you guys dance for 15 minutes the way that we all expect.
Right.
Yeah, that's extra 50 G's on top of your money. So I mean, but in all seriousness, as I looked up and down the card, and this fight really does have that potential. More than some of the other fights. This card has a bunch of good fights on it. It's not a super stacked card, but your guys' fight does stand out as something that I see as going, we're going to get a lot of holy shits, and we're going to hear a lot of leather hitting skin. And because there's no fans, we hear all that shit. You've been watching the fights, right? Since
yeah.
What do you think of that when you hear all that?
Yeah.
When you're fighting, I don't think you hear it all. You're
when the microphones are all up high, it's cringy. You're like, it's so cringy. Like, for freaking, like, especially the worst was the Francis Ngannou one. That one was like, oh shoot! Like it just felt like it really, like you could literally hear his pain like through the punch. And then it got like really quiet, and he's like laying on the ground. And everyone's like, and Francis Ngannou's walking around like this. He's like, oh shit! I think I killed him. I'm like, oh, yeah, dude, that was fucking bad. That was the worst one for me. That was a bad one.
Yeah, that one, you heard it all. Even the other night when Cody Garbrandt,
yeah.
It was such
By the way, you owe Cody an apology. I gotta call you out. Yeah, but you was like, no, Cody. You was like, no, Cody's past his prime, yada yada. He just gets at the right time. I told you Cody was gonna smoke him. I told you that.
I don't know if I owe Cody an apology for anything. I'll say I picked the wrong fucking fighter. Cody looked impressive, and the way he fucking ducked out, timed that fucking knockout right at the fucking bell, and face planted him. It was a beautiful thing to see. If Cody fights the way he did that night, unemotional, and doesn't get up and shit in his head like he did with TJ, in every other fight before this one, Cody has the potential to be a beast forever. But he's got to stay out of his head. That's why he lost the fight to TJ. It had nothing to do with TJ.
Yeah, those were just. I just think those were just emotional fights, just because again he was fighting a teammate, and that was a real hate. That was another. I should have brought that one. That was another rivalry that he hated that dude. Like he hated that dude. He still hates that dude, and he said he was talking about him after this fight. Like they hate each other. Because at one time they were teammates and they were friends, and then it ended up being a hatred type thing. But I was super geeked to see my man bounce back like that. I was super geeked.
Yeah.
I hope he fights Sugar Shane O'Malley and puts his teeth into the outside stands or some shit.
Well, with the TJ and the Cody thing, and it's funny because in the post-fight press conference they started asking questions about TJ, and he goes, "Well, listen, he's still suspended, right? And I just want to fight, so we're not talking about TJ." And he just brushed it off, which I respected, because that shows that he's grown a little bit. Instead of getting drawn in by the reporters on a subject.
That's what they like. That's what everyone likes. Everyone likes the drama. That's what they look to make.
Yeah, no, that's what they do. But Cody was above it that night, and that shows me growth. So he might be on his way back to the top, like that. Because if he wins another fight after the way he finished this one, he's right back in the title fight. I mean, Dana White loved the kid. Dana White loved the kid, and I'm sure Dana White wants to see him fucking come back and really live up to the potential that Dana always had in him. Believe.
Oh yeah.
But man, that was a brutal knockout. That is.
Yeah, he like ducked down, just poof. Oh. And the thing that I like is he never took his eyes off him. He never took his eyes off him. He dropped down.
He went, and he kept looking up.
Yeah, and he saw that he was stuck in the position, and he threw that punch. Like that was nice, man.
Yeah,
really nice.
You brought up Sean O'Malley. Sean O'Malley had a fucking phenomenal fucking finish against Eddie Wineland. One of the best walk-off knockouts we've ever seen. I mean,
that was nasty.
The kid's young. He did it the right way. He knew Wineland was done. I actually did not like this matchup. I felt that what we saw was exactly what we were going to see. Wineland is past his prime. Wineland was great at one point, but he's not that guy anymore. And O'Malley is somebody you can't take lightly. I personally think that him and Cody Garbrandt will happen, but I don't think it's his next fight. I think Garbrandt's going to take somebody else closer to the top. Probably Marlon Moraes would be the fight I would make for Cody right now. And Sean O'Malley needs to fight somebody, in that 6 to 10 range now. Take out a 6 to 10 guy. And then if he wins and fucking, the title still bounced around between Aljo and Peter Yan and Jose Aldo, now you can have Sean O'Malley fight Cody Garbrandt after they both have another big win, have them fight, for the next title shot. But eventually those guys are going to have to run into each other because O'Malley's definitely legit. I'm making his way up. And Cody's, we know what Cody's potential is when he stays focused on the fight and not on the emotional bullshit drama and getting caught up in the story. And like I said, he's got the talent, he proved me wrong the other night, and good for him. Listen, I fucking love seeing guys live up to their potential. But I just didn't think, that he was going to grow up enough mentally to fucking do it because he took 3 brutal losses in a row, and that's hard to come back from. Even if you're of sound mind, that's a rough thing to come back from as a fighter. I don't care what you say, that's tough. And he came back and showed how tough he is the other night. So respect to Cody, but now if he continues to fight like that, emotionless, he's going to fucking get the belt back.
Yeah, it's probably. I'm looking forward to seeing how it all goes and how he moves forward and stuff. Man.
So what did you think of the title fight, fucking Amanda and?
I thought it was going to be a little bit closer. But Amanda Nunes just beat the living shit out of her like the entire fight. I was just fucking around and actually picked her to beat Amanda just to fuck with people. And I was like, I thought Amanda had trouble with Duran at 145.
Duran?
Yeah, she had a little trouble with her, so I thought she'd have a little trouble with Spencer because Spencer's a little bit bigger, but Spencer kind of like stopped after like 30 seconds of the fight.
Yeah, it's Spencer trains down here at the Jungle near Orlando, and by heart, she's a Florida girl, she's a Florida fighter. I always want the Florida fighters to win, but I felt that this was just not going to be her night.
No.
But I mean, I look at this girl and she went 5 rounds with Amanda Nunes, and then she went 5 rounds with Cyborg. Nobody goes 5 rounds with Cyborg. She did. You know what I'm saying? She did. And then she went 5 rounds with arguably the greatest female fighter we've ever seen. So, that says a lot about who she is. And, a little more seasoning, a little more time and everything. We might see them two running into each other again. Possibly even at bantamweight if
that's what I think. I think she could probably get to 135.
She's a legit 145er. There are not a lot of legit ladies that fight at 145. She's one of them.
Yeah, that's why I thought she'd give Nunes a little bit more trouble because she's a real 45er. I thought it'd be a little bit more challenging, but I mean Nunes is like she must hit hard as fuck. She does. She must really hit really hard.
Yeah, and there's not a lot of 145ers out there. they tried to push Megan Anderson on us, and I just don't think that girl's going to live up to what they want her to be.
Yeah, I mean, like,
she'll get fights because she's a 145er, but she's not going to
he
beat.
just took her down, punched her, took her down, and something. It was like really easy how she beat her. I was like,
right.
So, but I mean, like, maybe she does give Cyborg. I mean, maybe she does give Nunes a little problem just because of her length and stuff. Like, fights make fights. Like the style of fights. I mean, what else do you do for Amanda Nunes? Like, you gotta give her somebody. Like, there's nobody left at 135. There's really no one left.
Left at 145.
Yeah, like so, like I see the only person left at 45 that can maybe even come close. So it's like, I mean, I don't know. I mean, those divisions are so shallow at the time. I mean, not because of Amanda Nunes. She's beat everyone that was there. Now there's no one fucking left. Like, I was joking, like, shit, she should like fight like one of the dudes or some shit. Not me. I ain't fighting her ass. I ain't get my ass kicked.
They need to bring. This is years ago. In the early 70s or something, it might have been the late 60s. Female tennis.
Yeah, that was like 60s.
Yeah. Bobby Taylor.
Yeah.
He kept saying boom, boom. He was a pro male tennis player, said that he could beat any woman, blah, blah, blah. Had no respect for the women. And she went out there and beat him and made him look stupid. So why not bring Henry Cejudo back and let him fight Amanda Nunes and let Amanda Nunes take out Triple C?
Henry's like, no, I'm good, man. I got a girlfriend. Y'all motherfuckers stupid. That's right. Man, they're gonna beat my ass and leave with my girlfriend. Nah, fuck that.
Man, and there's been a couple of fighters out there, and I wish I had which one it was, but they're just talking some mad shit on Henry, like, oh, he'll be back. Listen, he's just about to lose his virginity, so once he figures that out, and I'm just going, oh my God, man, listen, his fighter character persona that he created, cringy, no doubt, but it worked, and it got him fucking fight after fight. It got him to 2 title fights, winning both belts. His popularity skyrocketed. So he did exactly what he needed to do. But at the end of the day, he's just some kid from California that's been wrestling since he was 11 years old and hasn't had a girlfriend in life. So you know what? Back the fuck up and let the guy enjoy a little bit of his life.
He's kind of like Mayweather. Like, when you get to that level, you have to sacrifice. Like, you sacrifice everything. A lot of stuff. So everything. I completely understand it. I ordered some food. I'm waiting for my food to get. I didn't even eat yet.
Damn. So let him go get some ass. Let him have some fun. Let him travel around with his girlfriend. Maybe have a baby, and then come back and fight again. Because he's still young, and he
could go back to school and he could still go back to wrestle in college. Like, that's what my head coach, my jiu-jitsu and wrestling coach. She was like, dude, that guy can go back. He can still qualify to wrestle.
He's still eligible. Wow.
Yeah, he's still eligible. He can still go back to wrestling.
Can you imagine him going back to college and wrestling? That would be epic.
That'd be horrifying for some poor guy that has to wrestle him.
Yeah, especially because he would come in with he'd bring the persona to the wrestling match.
Oh my God! Like,
it would be great for college wrestling. It would be great for college wrestling.
Yeah, I mean, like, if he went into college wrestling, especially now with the pandemic, I think this all hurts a lot of wrestling a lot. So I mean, like, and the other day he was in there hitting mitts with Mike Tyson. So I don't know what he's doing, but I mean, like, as much as I'm not a big fan of his, I don't spend time like worrying about other people being successful. Fuck that. I'm trying to do my own thing. So people, I'm like, I don't like Henry, but then I'm not like on there riding and shit. I'm like, yo, man, he does him, and he's making mad money doing what he does. So fuck it.
Right. And you can't, even if you don't like the guy, you can't not respect what he's accomplished as a fighter.
Oh no, he's one of the. I would say,
the best.
I mean, because he has an Olympic gold medal in wrestling, not like Olympic gold medaling in like fucking Taekwondo, not to be disrespectful to those guys, but like that's a little bit easier to get. To become an Olympic gold medalist in wrestling, you have to sacrifice everything, dude. And then to come to the UFC and to do what he does, become a 2-time. I would say, I mean, I'm close to saying he's one of the greatest combat sports athletes.
He is one
of the greatest. I would give it to him. I would give it to him.
Is he the greatest? No, because he would have to add to his legend by defending belts for 4 or 5 times in each division.
Right.
And that would really cement him up there. But he's not going to do that. Maybe he will. I don't know. But right now, as far as if you have a top 10 of greatest combat sports athletes ever, he's in that list. And I don't think he's down to number 10. He's higher up. I don't know where I would place him in. I would have to put more time and effort into really doing the right research on it. But he's on the list. There's no doubt about it. And as far as fighters just in MMA, he's going to go down as one of the greatest to ever do it because of what he accomplished, and he did it in a short period of time.
That's the thing, and he's super young, and that's like what he did is, like I said, as much as we don't like him, what he did is super important, super dope. And and he did all that, and he got an Olympic gold medal. Most people get their Olympic gold medal, and that's their peak. He went on and kept pouring. Like, that's not an easy thing to do, man. I mean, like, even like Holly Holmes too, because she has like a world boxing championship, then she be able to MMA. That's not an easy thing to do, man. My favorite personally is Alistair Overeem.
Yeah,
Alistair Overeem is a Grand Prix world champion, and then he became Strikeforce world champion. He's been knocked out like 11 fucking times, and he's still continuing, and now he's still up in the top 5 in the UFC. Like, and he's fucking 40. Alistair Overeem, his name is Dareem for a reason. That's a bad fucking dude. I tell all my young guys about it. I'm like, yo, if you can't handle pressure and the process of training and learn to evolve like Alistair Overeem, you're in the wrong fucking sport. Get the fuck out, because that dude's a bad dude.
Because in the last, I don't know, 5 or 6 years, he's literally evolved again. He's gone to different camps. And he's going to different camps to pick up different things that he needs to take on.
And he's not scared. He's just not scared. He's not scared to fail at things, to fail at trying out new things, to do unique things, do a little different, or to understand that he can't do the things he did when he was younger because he's no longer that fighter. Like, a lot of older fighters still try to do the stuff that they did when they were older. Like, you can't do that shit anymore. You're not 27. You're not 30. You're fucking 40. But he adjusts. He adjusts his style and everything. Like, I like it. Like, I actually take a blueprint to his career and Michael Bisping's career when it comes to MMA, because they have the proper mindset of how you approach it.
Yeah, and with there's food. What you got to eat? What you getting to eat?
I got a little healthy thing. Hold on one sec.
All right, kids. We're going to the front door with Khama Worthy. He ordered some dinner. I don't know if it's through Uber Eats or, whatever. We'll find out after.
How much is that? $20.32. Thank you. One sec.
$20.32. She's like me. I pay cash for my shit too, bro.
Oh, yeah. With everything going on now, that's the only way they're taking payments and stuff.
Yep. So, and we're going to see what he's eating for dinner, and then we're going to, once he shows us, we're going to let him leave so he can go eat dinner and pizza. I don't have to eat.
There you go, brother. Thank you. You too. So yeah, I got like a hold on.
We lost your audio. Did you hit a mute button or something?
There it goes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like down the street from me, they make this special like spinach like thing. It's like spinach. It's on like a flatbread type thing. It's like tomatoes and like especially like a Greek salad, but it's like they bake it, so it's just really good. So it's like a really light and proper like pizza without all the like extra doughy and stuff. So like I don't have to worry about like inflammation from eating a pizza or anything like that. So I'm like, what's the thing? When I get home and forget to get my lunch, because Trifecta, they couldn't send us out food and stuff, but just because it's so short notice and stuff. So I'm like, I'm gonna go with this instead.
And that sounds like a nice, light meal, nothing too heavy, nothing too fucking.
Yeah, like I'll probably just eat like a little bit of it too, because I'm not really starving. I just got back from training, then I came in, took a shower, helped my girl with the kids and stuff, and switched around, ran around, did a couple of things, and then I just sat down, did the interview, and now I'm about to eat and go to sleep and wake up and do it all over again tomorrow.
That's it. That's what you got to do, man. That's the life of a fighter. before I let you go, I want to ask you something. Something popped up today. A boxer, a female boxer. I can't remember her name now, but she got exonerated by USADA for testing positive or something because they came to the conclusion that she had this in her system because of unprotected sex. Did you hear about this?
No.
Hold on, let me pull this up here for you.
She had what in her system for unprotected sex?
Hold on, I'm going to tell you. Ginny Fuchs. She was cleared for potential doping violation caused by unprotected sex. She is a U.S. Olympic team boxer, Ginny Fuchs, cleared by the United States Anti-Doping Agency for potential doping violation that was determined to be the result of a banned substance being passed to Fuchs during unprotected sex with her boyfriend.
Nah, I'm not buying that shit.
I mean,
nope. Sorry.
I can't.
Nope.
I can't fathom it. Like,
nope.
Of all the things, right?
I mean, not to be nasty or anything, but how many, how much, how big of a fucking, how much sex was they having? No,
it's from her boyfriend. So, and I've tried reading the article to see if they said what the substance was. Because it doesn't say what the substance was.
That doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah, so I want to find out what the substance was because
you can't smoke weed and then have sex with somebody and they get high too. That's not how it works. That's not how it works.
Would save money on weed if it worked that way, though, bro. Right?
Oh shit. Oh man, no, that's definitely not how it works. I'm I can't believe USADA did that. USADA approved it.
Yeah,
these motherfuckers are tripping.
When we get done with the show, I'll send you a messenger with her name, and then you can look it all up and read it up.
Oh yeah.
It'll be good bedtime reading before you go to sleep tonight.
Seriously.
But it's crazy, and I asked you that. I guess it's hard to ask you about since you don't know, but I'm just baffled. So go ahead and read. I'm going to send your name off the air. You go look it up.
Yeah.
And then after you read it all, maybe tomorrow, I want you to put up a post and share your ideas on this because I want you to read first because I'm going
to say 2 words. It's going to say bye, Felicia. Nah, I'm not fuck out of here. I'm not fucking listening to that.
Because I'm just trying to figure out the science, and does that work in reverse if your girlfriend's got some shit in her and it's a membrane. So
the fighters gonna be coming out with that every time. Oh, my girlfriend was doing this. There's no way that's not.
Dear USADA, the reason the substance is in me is because I performed cunnilingus on my girlfriend or my wife.
Oh my God. And why do you
so many windows? I'm going to do some more research into this too because I got to know more. But and I just read about it an hour before we even went on the show tonight, so I didn't really have time to dig into it. But the headline itself,
that makes no sense. Nope.
This is the headline in the Houston Chronicle. Ginny Fuchs cleared potential doping violation caused by unprotected sex. That's and that's every fucking, I'm just oh my God, you got to be shitting me. So, yeah. I told you the story at the end of the interview because I already had a feel you were just going to laugh and be like, what the fuck?
Yeah, there's no way. I'm sorry.
Right, well, listen, I know you got your food, so I'm all over to go eat so you can go sleep and everything. So, shout out, sponsors, anything you want to do right now, fans, this, that, and the other.
It's a big shout out to everyone here. At my gym, the academy. Everyone's been helping me get ready and stuff for past time. Pittsburgh MMA in general. Make sure you stop down the new spots. 24 Woodville Avenue. Get your come on the Death Star worthy shirts before it's fight time. Dress up. Probably got special ones all set up. And all my sponsors, Regeneration, Legacy, who else? Cranberry Cryotherapy, Green Shoe Chiropractors, like everybody that helped me out and keep my body good and stuff, helped me stay full. And I look forward to getting there and showing out for 412.
That's awesome, man. Well, listen, man. Thank you again for taking the time tonight, man. I love having you on the show, dude. I talk to a lot of fighters, but there's some fighters like I gotta fight. Sometimes I gotta think like I'm just gonna make an excuse to get them on the show just because I enjoy the conversation. We gotta have a fight coming up. I might just hit you up and say, "Come on, man, let's talk shit about something." And you're a gamer, right? You said you play video games.
Nah, I don't play video games.
Okay, I thought you said that to me. PS5,
I was freaking out about the PS5. I'm just throwing through my Facebook, like whatever. I'm playing. Like I think the last PlayStation I bought was a PlayStation 2.
Wow.
No, PlayStation 3. PlayStation 3.
I have a PS3. I haven't moved up. I don't. And the only way I bought it, let me tell you why I bought a PlayStation 3. I didn't buy it because I played video games. I bought it because it was a Blu-ray player that had upgradable firmware. So every year when they were changing Blu-ray formats and this and that, you had to go buy a new Blu-ray player. I just had to fucking do an update. So I was being smart about it,
I video games.
I never played a game on it.
My kids play video games. I play with them every now and then, but nah, I'm too fucking busy to play video games. I watch TV. I do like TV, but I don't play video games.
Well, if you and Louise have the fight, I think you're going to have, I expect both of you to be $50,000 richer, so then you can, have the $800 to go buy a PS5 for your kids for Christmas. You'll be the best dad ever. Right. Until the PS6 comes out and they don't have that, then you're an asshole.
They're worse like iPhones. They're worse than iPhones.
My friend has an iPhone 12. I only have an 11. What the fuck? You little kids are so ungrateful, man. Little fuckers. But you gotta love them.
Right?
I'm waiting for my grandson to have enough sense to start asking me to buy him shit. He's almost 2. But in the next year or so, I'm sure he's going to figure that out, and then I'm just going to be broke like a motherfucker, and I don't even care. I'm going to spoil the hell of that little boy. I love him so much.
Yeah.
Listen, enjoy your meal. Thank you so much for taking the time, man.
Thanks, man.
Best of luck to you on the 27th. I'm not picking a winner in this fight. You guys both go out there and just do what you do, man. All the respect. It's an honor to be able to chat with you, and have you on my show. I'm not the biggest.
Awesome, brother.
Not the biggest platform out there, but I try to just make it cool for the people I talk to. That's all. So you have a great night. God bless you and your family. Stay safe. Safe travels to Vegas. And after the fight's over, before you guys leave town, you guys have to get together and watch that show together.
Yeah.
Watch that episode together with each other, dude, and film it, because that'll make my fucking day.
That'll be great, man. Awesome, right, brother. Man. You enjoy the rest of your night.
Hey, you too, man. Enjoy your food, man. Get some rest, man. We'll talk to you soon. Peace.
Peace.
All right, guys. That was Mr. Khama Worthy. What a show tonight, man. Luis Pena and Khama Worthy. They're fighting each other on 27th. I had them both on the air with me at the same time. That was pretty fucking cool. They're not shit talkers. So the conversation was fun. If you didn't see the beginning of that interview, go back and watch it. I appreciate y'all tuning in with me tonight and hanging out, because you guys are awesome, man. So with that being said, boys and girls, I am going to say goodnight to you. Fights this weekend we got coming up. I might do a show on Saturday morning, a pre-fight show with some predictions and all that stuff. Until then, you guys have a wonderful night. Thanks for being part of my life today and letting me be part of yours. Until next time, I am Christopher James. You guys have been Cage Side. See you next time. Good night.